Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Inner Circle. I'm going to present you three watches today from Parmigiani Fleurier. All three fit the category of dress watches or dressy watches, in my opinion. Michel Parmigiani always had very clear ideas and a very unique vision about what he wanted to accomplish in the world of horology, and at least until the more recent change of leadership transition at Parmigiani Fleurier, they were always, I think, in a very specific niche of unique designs, and they were very keen on not following trends in any shape or form, which frankly was almost becoming the financial ruin of the brand. I think the Sandoz Family Foundation was about to pull out from the industry at any rate. So I'm not considering what is happening, what is going on right now at Parmigiani as a loss necessarily. But anyway, we are talking about three different watches, three different shapes and styles, really, but all somehow squarely fit, in my opinion, to what you might understand a dress watch to be. And all of these are oversized. So I'm going to start with the Kalpa XL. This is the large version of Parmigiani's rectangular elliptical watch. Their Art Deco design, you might say, it has the characteristic shouldered lugs that should be familiar to us from the design of the Tonda, their classic round piece, which I guess you can say was introduced on the 50th birthday of Michel Parmigiani and currently serves as the base of their integrated bracelet watch. So we have that kind of oval rectangular case with the shouldered lugs. The dial is a beautiful opaline white with a single Breguet numeral at 12 o'clock. Rest of the index markers are laid out like so many rays of sunshine. You have a date indicator at 6, two sectors for the minute track, which has a lovely polished bead for every 5 minutes, small seconds at 6 o'clock, and the characteristic oversized alpha hands in heat blued stainless steel, skeletonized. The name of the brand in full is under 12 o'clock, right at 12 o'clock, in the form of an upward facing fan like scale. You have the power reserve indicator, and above Swiss made, right under 6 o'clock, you have the hebdomadaire, which refers to the movement of the watch, the week long, or rather 8-day power reserve on a hand wound piece, beautifully decorated movement with a swan neck regulator, beveled bridge plates that are furthermore decorated with Swiss Geneva stripes. This is the stainless steel version, the dimensions of which, as you can see on this gentleman's wrist, are quite humongous, 37.2 millimeters by 53. And the unique shape of the watch combined with these dimensions pretty much guarantees that this is a noticeable presence on the wrist. If you like the shape, which I do, but which might be an acquired taste, this is actually as good of an entry into high horology as anything. You get a beautiful movement that is technically rigorous, that is beautifully decorated, as you can see on this picture. You have the hand finishing on interior angles and a stunningly multi-dimensional execution of Côte de Genève on the bridge plates. Look at those bevels that make those fingers look like a bunch of horological clowns. We are dreaming. And that's mirror polish on the countersinks in which the rubies sit. I mean, this is a beautiful watch, and it's really a mystery to me how it sits at around $8,329. Of course, it has everything to do with the odd shape of the watch. It has everything to do with the size of the watch. But that is the buy it now price by a private seller who listed the watch on Chrono24 for 8,329 in US dollars. But they remain open to negotiation, so you can see if you can actually talk that amount down to possibly less. Now we have a piece that is more traditional, but very nicely oversized. I mentioned before that the Tonda was introduced to celebrate the 50th birthday of Michel Parmigiani. This particular piece, which is the Toric Heritage limited edition, a run of 70 pieces, was intended to mark the 70th birthday of the master watchmaker. It has that beautiful, I don't know what to call it. You can call it, I guess, cornflower blue, cobalt blue, peacock blue, whatever you want to call it, with a stunning guilloche decoration of the brand's unique pattern of grain d'orge or barley corn, applied Arabic numerals again in their proprietary font, except for the arrow at 6 o'clock, which actually helps to indicate the date through this framed scale opening. You have partially skeletonized hands with lozenge tips, which are loomed, and a sweep center seconds hand. The classic design of the toric case, which is supposed to harken back to the foundations, to the basis of ancient Greek Doric columns, and that concave bezel in this case, which is decorated by fluting, by quote unquote coin edging, And as you can see from the marking of the dial, which does have a slightly sunken minute track on the periphery, the dial is made out of sterling silver, galvanized to achieve this color, and engine turns. The signature of the brand is applied at around 12 o'clock, Parmigiani Fleurier, and there's a plaque right above the scale for the dates, which gives you the unique number of this particular watch in the 70-piece run. That is 26. This particular piece basically arrives as unworn with its original set of box, papers, full set of accessories, certificates, everything. As you can see, once again, the bridge plates in this case have the unique decoration, kind of like a diamond or triangular shape. You might say like an argyle pattern on the bridge plates. The Qualité Fleurier signature, which, as you know, is even a higher standard than the Geneva seal, than the hallmark of Geneva, all things considered, and a full gold rotor that is signed with the medallion logo of the brand and is decorated by the same barley corn pattern as the dial. As you can see, the case shape is very unique. You are getting a new old stock piece that really aspires to a different level of quality than anything else you may have seen. And the great thing about this watch, it's basically 43 millimeters in diameter, so larger than any classic dress watch that you might see elsewhere. I think with everything they have at 40 millimeters, this was a very wise choice because it offers something unique. And since it's actually 10 millimeters in thickness, or in height, as sometimes people like to call it, I think this piece might actually be wearable on a variety of wrists, but obviously it is designed with big boys in mind. But again, 10 millimeters in thickness, and with that curvature on the lugs, you might be surprised. The piece is in stainless steel again, the dial in sterling silver, and the beautiful full self-winding rotor in pure gold. This particular piece is listed on Chrono24 by a private individual out of Switzerland, and the price tag is 11,986. That is the buy it now price, but the seller entertains offers as well, so feel free to see if you can get an even better price for this full set, unworn, 70th anniversary Parmigiani watch, the Heritage Limited, one of only 7 in the oversized 43 millimeters case with the Qualité Fleurier stamp. It is a beautiful piece for a great deal indeed. Now, the third piece is a little more in between, but I think it has a lot of qualities of a dress watch, even as it offers the integrated bracelet sports chic aesthetic. This is the non-chronograph version of the Tonda GT, which, by the way, Parmigiani Fleurier always offers with some interesting limited edition dial colors. This is the ice blue, one of only 100. That uh, stamped pattern at the center of the dial, kind of like a pyramidal pattern, pyramidal design, a radial guilloche track for the minutes, small seconds that are expressed with these two hands of different lengths in two half circles, the short hand indicating seconds 0 to 30 and the longer hand 30 to 60. And you get basically everything you get from the Tonda PF. That stunning uh, bezel with the fluted decoration. Again, the unique ice blue color, which is even accentuated or displayed by the partially skeletonized alpha style hands. That pyramidal pattern combined with various different finishes and levels of the dial that gives a very multi-dimensional feel and interest. The pattern, again, I liken to kind of a pyramidal structure, but they call it like a triangular nail, guilloche clou triangulaire. And a silver, again, radially grooved subsidiary dial for the seconds. So there's a lot of interesting things going on the face of the watch. This limited edition is offered on a matching integrated stainless steel bracelet, which I think looks stunning. Unlike the standard versions of the Tonda PF, the Tonda GT actually has an automatic movement with uh, full rotor. The piece is water resistant up to 100 millimeters, so you get that sportiness. Has a power reserve of 45 hours, and the thickness isn't overburdening, overwhelming, overbearing, since it is 11.2. And to add to the um, the oversized nature of this watch, this is a 42 millimeter case diameter compared to the 40 of the Tonda PF. So you get that extra size, you get that extra depth and heft. Beautiful, deep and fan-like finish of Côte de Genève on the bridge plates. I think this is a very unique watch, and as you can see, the full set offers you not only the integrated bracelet, but also two different rubber straps, one black and the other in a dark blue, complementing the unique dial color. And there is a déployant clasp that goes with those rubber straps as well. Full set of this limited edition, one of only 100, of the Parmigiani Fleurier Tonda GT, which is a slightly sportier and oversized version of the Tonda PF, but since it abides by a lot of the codes of that quote-unquote sports chic integrated bracelet watch design, I think it can carry a lot of more formal, dressier, and elevated occasions as well. The big date indicator, two guichet expression of the date at 12 o'clock is another bonus. I think in regular production, there is a black dial and a white dial, I want to say. And there is also a limited edition in kind of like a hunter green, forest green, a dark shade of green, which can be just as dressy. This is listed by a professional dealer out of Japan on Chrono24 for 19,686, but the seller remains open to negotiation as well, so feel free to send in your bid. I think my pick has to be the Toric Heritage Limited. I think the dial color is stunning. I like the limited nature of the piece. I like that it honors the 70th birthday of the master watchmaker, Michel Parmigiani. I like that it's completely unworn and arrives as a full set. And I love the fact that it carries that absolute gold standard of Qualité Fleurier as well. But I love all these three pieces, which offer great deals and a very unique perspective on executing a dress watch that is as high horological as any of the top three competitors they have. If you have any questions about these three Parmigiani Fleurier watches, if you have any watch-related questions at all, please do not hesitate to reach out to me here on Patreon. You can also find me on Instagram at young.brando, and feel free to write to me at lordhellespont5@gmail.com. That is lordhellespont@gmail.com. I'll see you soon. Take care.